Hey, good morning. So, just really quickly, I want to tell you a couple of things. And number one is that this is going to be a short video this morning. We're going to talk really briefly about being here now and living in your full potential, and do a quick reading. And yeah, and the other thing is that if you're watching this on Facebook. I'd love it if you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Or if you see us on YouTube, the same. If you'd subscribe, it would be great. Um, so, what I wanted to talk about this morning is living in our full potential. And what does that mean? Has anybody ever considered, uh, what would it be like if I was living in my full potential? What would life be like if you were living in your full potential? And nobody says, no, thank you. I'm not interested in living my full potential. Not consciously. They don't. Nobody says, no, thank you. I'm not interested in my full potential. Everybody, if you ask anybody, hey, how would you like to be living in your full potential? Or do you think you are living in your full potential? Nobody says, yes, this is it. I'm, I'm here. I'm living in my full potential. I am that. I am. Nobody says that. Everybody says, well, yeah, yes, I'd like to be living in my full potential. I'd like to be, yes, what would that look like? So, really quickly, I'm going to share this with you. And by the end of our conversation, it's likely that you'll say, well, yeah, but I don't want to do that. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Okay. So everybody, all the great teachers, all the sages have all said since the dawn of time that living in our full potential was being here now. So mostly we live in the illusion or the ego world. We live in a world that's full of right and wrong and good and bad and judgment, and we're judging, and we're judging based on our awareness, and um, so we're judging from a very limited place. We're judging ourselves, we're judging others, we're judging our family, we're judging our governments, we're judging the world, right? And we're in all of this judgment, we're missing the moment. And the moment, according to all the teachers, is where the juice is, where the power is, where our full potential is in the moment. So that's all there is to it. How would you like to live in your full potential? Great. Be here now. So there's a bit of a process of recognizing that you're not, to see that you're not. You're not here. I know people will say to me, and I said, well, what do you mean I'm not here? Of course I'm here. Well, no, everything's being filtered through the mind, through the discernment of the mind. And so we need to create some awareness around that. And that's when I lead a meditation. The meditation is all towards helping you and me, all of us, to be aware that we're not our minds. And when you get that, I am not my mind. Oh, and you're actually able to watch your mind, then you realize that there's something beyond the mind. And because we've been living most of our life in the mind, and in fear and in wanting and desire and in guilt and in shame, and it's all in the mind. Even certain levels of happiness is kind of a false happiness because it's in the mind. We're getting for a moment what we want, but then it disappears because everything in this is transient. Nothing stays, and which is great. That's the life. We're here. We volunteered for this, to be here. So all I'm saying, though, is that if you'd really like to experience this, experience it in the moment. And that's the game. That's the biggest game in town. That's the most amazing possibility. So getting rich is pales beside that. You know, this this experience of now. So that's where our full potential is, guys. That's the deal. And how would you like to live in that? You know, I'm not selling anything. I'm just sharing with you that if you've woken up, with a sense of dissatisfaction, if you've woken up and said, shit, this is not working at some level, even if you're playing gratitude, you're saying, no, making a list and, of all the things we're grateful for. And if you're doing the affirmations, I am good giving and a millionaire. I am, all of the I did tons of affirmations. Those are sweet. Nothing wrong with any of it, but it's in this realm, and we can still be here. We are still here, but we're here in a much different way. We're really here. We're really here. We're not running it through the screen of our mind. So, how would you like to live in your full potential? How would you like to live in your full potential? And so this is it. This is in the path, it's funny, there are many paths. I was listening to a speaker this morning, and he said, from the top of the mountain, we can see all of the paths. But when we're on our way up, we're on the one we're on, and we can't go up them all. We can go up the one we're on. And the path that I'm suggesting, has lots of pieces to it if we like, but the truth is we can just surrender our story. We can just surrender our beliefs. We can surrender our condition. We're all conditioned. We're all conditioned to believe that we are whatever it is that we believe we are. And we live in certain communities, and we think we're a certain ethnic group, and we think we're, we work in a certain job. People say, what do you do? And, we answer, that we're an electrician or a doctor, or, we identify with what we do for a living. And that's not who we are. That's not who we are. And when you experience the moment, when you make it a priority to experience the moment, so this living in our full potential isn't a casual thing. It really is like, okay, damn, this is not working. What I love about working with addicts and alcoholics is that we really get that it's not working. We really screw it up, and often, by the time we wake up to the fact that it's not working as an addict or an alcoholic, we have, kind of chased everybody away, and we may be in jail, and we may be, lost everything. And when we wake up, it was like, holy shit, I'm in big caca. And so that's an amazing thing, the opportunity that follows. And the beautiful thing about the 12-step path is it does take us to this awakening in this moment, to a God consciousness, to a reliance on the moment. We pause. The whole, where it says in the 12-step book, in our big book, it says that we pause. That pause is for us to come into the moment, to be here now. We don't rely on our intellect. We drop into, and wait for an intuitive thought, and we become present. We're not in reaction. So that's the deal, you guys. We're not in reaction. And good to see you all here this morning. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, honey. So, how would you like to live in your full potential? The truth is, everybody says, yes, I want that. And then when they realize that they have to kind of do something, or, put some energy into it, or focus on this moment, what does that mean? The old identity starts to melt without assuming a new identity, without becoming something more, just letting it go and being here empty, allows them, us to be in connection with the moment. So that's my message for today. That's the the whole deal. It really is. So I'm going to read the daily reading I've been doing for a while here, and today is, what day is it? It's the 27th, isn't it? My gosh, of December, the 27th of December, and I've been reading this for a bit. It is the 27th, isn't it? Okay, here we go. So this is Thought for the Day from this little book I've been reading from for quite some time. It's the 24-hour day book, and it's it was well written quite some time ago by a beautiful man. I think he wrote it in the 40s. It was published in the 50s, and December 27th, a thought for the day. It says, I need the 12-step principles, they're spiritual principles, for the development of the buried life within me. I need the 12-step principles, the AA principles, for the development of the buried life within me, that good life which I had misplaced, but which I found again in the fellowship. This life within me is developing slowly but surely, with many setbacks, many mistakes, many failures, but still developing. As long as I stick close to the 12 steps, to Alcoholics Anonymous, to my teachings, my life will go on developing. And I cannot yet know what it will be, but I know that it will be good. So in each moment, of course, we're evolving, and yet not to be attached to that evolvement. Just recognize that we are that now. I am here. You are here. And, say that. I am here. I am that. I am. In that I am is the moment in the I am. It's beautiful. That all I want to know, and it says, I cannot yet know what it will be, but I know that it will be good. Good, bad, whatever. It'll be amazing. It is amazing, no matter how it shows up. That's all I want to know. It will be good. Am I thanking God for the 12 steps? This is a question from the thought for the day. Meditation for the day. Build your life, it says, on the firm foundation of true gratitude to God for all his blessings and true humility because of your unworthiness of these blessings. Build the frame of your life out of self-discipline. Never let yourself get selfish or lazy or contented with yourself. Build the walls of your life out of service to your fellow men, helping others to find their way to live. Build the roof of your life out of the prayers and quiet times, waiting for God's guidance from above. Build a garden around your life out of peace of mind and serenity and a sure faith. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may build my life on the 12-step principles. I pray that it may be a good building when my work is finished. So everything, in the 12-step program, we admit, first of all, that we can't run our own lives. We're powerless over our addiction, and we cannot manage our life. That's a beautiful start. If we can't manage our life, who's the we we're talking about? We're talking about the story of we, the conditioned belief of we. That ego cannot manage our life. We can't manage it from there. We're always trying to get when we're managing our lives, so we're always selfish. So we recognize that. That's step one. Boom. Step two is we realize that there's got to be something in the universe that can manage your life. And many of us have a really skewed idea of what that is. We have some, objective idea of a God that's separate from us. And what I'm saying is that we're talking about presence, this moment now, be here now. And it's in the book, in our big book, it shows us that many times. How do we access it? We be quiet, we be still, we meditate, we pray. And it's inside of us. It's not outside. It's not. And So, and then we have a third step where we do that. We turn our will and our lives over. We understand that we cannot manage our life. That selfishness and self-centeredness had driven us. It was the root of our trouble. So we get that. Okay, I can't manage my life. Got it. And and then we start to look at our lives in step 4 and 5. We recognize it, how selfishness had manifested itself in resentment and anger and fear and dishonesty in relationships. So we see all of that. It's like, okay, I got it. Gosh, when I'm running the show, I'm an asshole. I'm a jerk, and because I'm living in fear, and I cannot live in fear and hope to have success, to live in my full potential. Can't live in fear and have my full potential. Can't. It's impossible. How do I move out of fear? Well, 6 and 7, I humbly asked to have, my life changed, basically, to those, that way I was living removed. And 8, I start to, contemplate making amends. And so the depth of, it's important that I really get how kind of screwed up I'd been in my ego. And 9, I start to make amends, and that's, again, it's humbling. It's humbling, and we need to be humbled. Ego needs to be humbled, right? And then 10, 11 is a daily, inventory along with prayer and meditation. It's beautiful. So these are the steps. And then 12, of course, we give it away, and we live our life in service. It's a path to awakening, a path to living in our full potential, if we're serious about it. So that's my little quick, you know, uh, basically sharing the 12 steps and how it comes together. I just did it in 4 or 5 minutes or less. So it's all there. It's amazing the way it's been packaged, so that we can live a life. The promises in the program, I've talked about them here several times. I've read them, and the promises. This is living in our full potential. And would you like me to read those again? Really quickly, I'm going to read the promises. These are just some of them, but these are the promises in step 9. And I love these. I just love it. So, hello, Amanda. So I'm just going to quickly read these. So imagine living this. Imagine living this. Imagine saying no to living this. It's just, what insanity would say no to this? This is on page 83 in the big book. If we're painstaking about this phase of our development, that means we're doing the work in 9th step. We will be amazed before we're halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. A new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. Isn't that beautiful? That's enough, but there's more. This is the promises in step 9. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. So we become useful because of our experience, no matter what we've done, whether we've been in jail, whether we really, it becomes, we become useful. It's beautiful. We see how our experience can benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. Some of us lived a lot of self-pity, right? We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Imagine, self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. Could you imagine living free of fear? Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. These are the promises. There are more promises in this text and in this path, but this is ones we read often. We will intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. So for me, my concept, my understanding of God is presence, consciousness, being here now. Whatever it is that you have as a concept, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you're not present, how do you connect? It doesn't matter to me what your concept is, but if you're not here, if you're living in ego, if you're living in fear, how do you connect? You have to be here now. So that's where our full potential is. That's where the gifts of life are, is in the moment, not in the past or the future, not in fear, not in guilt, not in shame. If you experience these things, if you're experiencing wanting and wishing, you're not here. So, that's awareness. We need to become aware of that. And there's a lot of pain in living outside of the moment. It says of these extravagant promises, we think not, they're being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly and sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. So that's the beauty of the promises in the 12 steps. Just thought I'd share that with you again. Full potential, baby. How would you like to live in your full potential? If you want to talk more about that, I'm available to talk about living in our full potential. Okay? We're going to do a really quick, I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to, oh, I guess not. We're not going to. We're going to go. I'm done. No meditation today. Going to take my son to take his car back. So I went a little longer than I thought I was going to. It's 11:45. Okay, love you guys, and full potential. Sit for a while. Just sit. Just let this sink in. Am I here? Ask yourself. Not just who am I, but am I here? Am I really present? What's keeping me from being here now? Okay, love you lots. We'll talk soon. Bye.